Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin and the bull market support band. We're going to be looking at what the most recent values are. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Remember, we have the sale on the premium list that will be ending in just a few hours, so if you want to get access to that and lock in the lower rate, make sure you check it out in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So our bull market support band often can be the difference between market sentiment being very bullish and people just wanting to FOMO into the market everything they have, which is not a good idea. And then when you're below it, people can be generally bearish. Okay, this is just how the sentiment in Bitcoin is. And right now we are below it. Okay, right now we are below it. But we are slowly moving back up to it. Now, despite all the price movements over the last several weeks, we've actually had 3 green weekly candles. The first one was about 3%, then we had about 0.37%, and then about 9%. And then so far, this one is up about 0.41%, but again, we just started the new week. So it begs the question, if we just started a new week, what are the new values for our bull market support band? Well, the 20-week SMA is now at 49,138. We did a video earlier today speculating that it should go up marginally, because if you go back and look, to where we were replacing it, it was at a lower value. So we said, okay, it's probably going to go up very slightly. And it did. It was at like 48.6 or something. Now it's at 49,137, which is interesting. It's at $49,000, $10,000 higher than the current price is, $1,000 shy of a fairly significant milestone of 50K. So the 20-week SMA is at 49,137. The 21-week EMA has continued to pull down, and it's currently at 42,888. So the 21-week EMA is right at 43,000. The 20-week SMA is over 49,000. And again, if we speculate on the current week and say, like, let's suppose that the current week closes at 39K, it probably won't. But if it did, then we would continue to see the bull market support band not go down. Okay, so it still will not go down even at the end of this week if the price holds. Okay, if the price holds, because we're essentially going to be replacing a new week over here or replacing this one with this new one, and this one was around 33K or so. We still have a couple more weeks before we need to start having closes up in the high 40s, and if we're not, then at that point the 20-week SMA would start to go down. But until that happens, it's still slightly going to go up or sideways, assuming Bitcoin holds these current price levels. Okay, so I think it's interesting because the 20-week SMA is still slowly and subtly moving up. Now, that means that if we do break above 40K, then perhaps the 21-week EMA will be the first line in the sand. Well, maybe the 200-day SMA and the 20-week EMA. I mean, if we just plot both of them on the same chart, you can see they're sort of converging here to the same value. So the 200-day SMA and the 21-week EMA might be an interesting area to look at because they are essentially the same value. The 21-week EMA being at 42,887 and the 200-day SMA being at 42,482. So I think that'll be an interesting area to watch in the event of a sustained breakout above $40,000. Again, I don't yet think we're in a relief rally now. It could turn into a relief rally. Definitely it could turn into one, but I don't think that our former selves a couple weeks ago, or even last week, or the week before, I mean, literally, we've hit this price every single week. Okay? Now, the price we went to earlier, we hadn't been at it in a while, but the current price, we hit that current price last week. And by last week, I mean at the very end of the last week, because we had that move up. We also had a wick to it the week before, and we also had a wick to it the week before that as well. So to me, it could turn into a sustained relief rally, but right now it's not. I would like to see something push well above 40K and at least take us up here to our bull market support band, which is actually diverging quite a bit right now. Anyways, hopefully that gives you guys an update on where the bull market support band is. This again is probably going to continue to either go slightly up or sideways, depending on exactly what the price of Bitcoin does, for at least a week, a week or two more. And then once we get out here in early July, we will need to be, up in these regions, well above 40K, for us to have any hope of the 20-week SMA not turning over and going back down. Historically, there's a difference between breaking above the 20-week SMA when it's moving up and breaking above it when it moves down. Again, is it something you can take to the bank? No. When we broke above it here when the 20-week SMA was moving up, we actually ended up holding it as support. When we broke above it when it was moving down, we ended up not holding it as support. When we broke above it when it was moving down, we ended up not holding it as support. So, I think there's potentially there's a slight subtle difference between holding it as support, or when we hold it as support, whether we're breaking above it when it's going down or breaking above it when it's going up. Obviously, there's not a ton of data points we can look at on that. But anyways, there is a chance we have a move to our bull market support band, and at that point, we'll see what's what, and if we can in fact get back above it and actually resume the crazy mania phase, or if we're going to continue to spend some time down here. I've said many times I don't think it's going to be a V-shaped recovery. So far, if we just take a look at what has happened so far, let's see. So far we came down, and then we had this move up, and I think this was one of the main moves that people thought, okay, we're just going to have a V-shaped recovery. We're going to go straight back up. We didn't. We got rejected by the 200-day. We came back down. We got rejected here. We came back down, and now we're at this point. So now it just begs the question: well, are we going to go back up and do something like this and get back on track, or are we going to spend a lot longer in this accumulation phase? Obviously, I don't think we're going to have an immediate push to 65K. Even if we are able to break above 40K, there's still a lot of milestones we need to get past, like 42K, 43K for the 21-week EMA, 49K for the 20-week SMA. There's still plenty of milestones we need to contend with. That doesn't mean we can't do it. We know that Bitcoin can do it. But I would say let's just take it one day at a time before we get too far ahead of ourselves. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Remember to check out the sale on the premium list if you want to know how I'm navigating these markets. You can find a link to that in the description below as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to turn on your notifications, and I will see you next time. Bye.